New report from the Wall Street Journal says advertisers are slowly creeping back on X, formerly known as Twitter, not necessarily because they want to, but because they have to. The major advertising agency, Interpublic, they're looking to merge with rival Omnicom. They announced a $13 billion deal. Well, in December, one of their lawyers, got a call from someone over at X saying, if you don't increase your advertising spending, your deal may be in trouble. So essentially what they are doing is X is threatening people. They're extorting people by saying, you don't spend more money on us, I'm going to go to Daddy Trump, and you're going to have a problem. We're seeing the same thing happen with media. CBS is considering settling that bogus lawsuit Trump filed against 60 Minutes because of their Vice President Kamala Harris interview, because they want the sale of CBS, parent company, Viacom, Paramount, to go through to the son of Larry Ellison. We saw what all these other companies as well. So here's what we have here, Reese. What we have here is an individual who occupies the White House who has no problem selling America. He, in the White House, he was brokering a deal to break the impasse between Live Golf and the PGA Tour, and he has a financial interest in it. He doesn't care. And so again, for all these people who are like, oh my God, we didn't vote for this, this man is all about enriching himself. We already saw when Amazon gave $40 million for that joke of a documentary on Melania Trump. As I keep saying, a documentary on Melania Trump is really a YouTube short. Or it could be the old Vine, 7 seconds. And so what you have here, this is Musk. Now remember, 2021, Musk told advertisers they can go F off. They can go F off. He didn't need them. But now all of a sudden, he's now trying to force them to come back. He's actually filing lawsuits against companies by saying, you should be advertising with me. And they're like, why should we do that? But because of his closeness with Trump, these companies are going to fold because they don't want to have the federal government unleashed against them.
Well, this is mob boss activity. In some cases, it's bribery. In some cases, it's extortion. I mean, this is the same administration that is trying to undo the foreign bribery laws that we have. So it tracks that America has a for sale sign. This is all about self-dealing, wheeling and dealing, corruption, all the things that they try to accuse Democrats of doing, all the things they try to accuse federal workers of doing, they're actually guilty of themselves. We should pay very close attention to the accusations that they lob, because usually it's projecting and it's deflecting from their own malfeasance. So this is not surprising. If you look at advertisement on Twitter or X, which I'm rarely on because it is such a white nationalist cesspool, all you see is pro-Trump ads. Every ad is pro-Trump. I haven't seen Target. Well, I don't shop at Target. They cancel for me, but I don't see any reputable companies doing that. So I think that there's going to come a point where this could potentially hit a head. There could potentially be a revolt against some of this activity. There's only so much these people are going to be able to get away with for so long. We don't know if that's going to be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 8 years. I don't know when we're going to hit that breaking point. But what we do know is that they're going fast and furious, trying to get as much bullying and much stuff rammed down the throats of the American people before people wake up and see what's happening. And so I think what companies should be recognizing are the things of like what's happening with Target and how those stores, a lot of those stores are empty. Their stock price is down because they folded so quickly to the Trump-Musk administration. These companies need to realize that there will be consequences from their consumers if they just bend the knee and kiss the ring to Trump and all of his cronies. I hope that they will stand strong, because nothing would make me happier than to see X completely fall by the wayside.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. No, go ahead.
Can I just add one more thing? I hope that whoever's running in 2028, part of what I want to see from whoever runs in 2028 is I want to see a pledge that they will investigate every single one of these corrupt activities. I do not want to see somebody, I know we're years away, but I do not want to see somebody who's talking about turn the page and let's just let bygones be bygones. That is what every Democratic administration has done, except for when they were absolutely forced through Jack Smith, who took his sweet ass time and basically ended up with nothing, even though Donald Trump had multiple crimes that he was indicted for. I don't want to see people let this shit go. And I want them to start talking about this, at least maybe not presidential candidates, but I want Democrats now to start talking about give us back the majority so that we can get subpoena power, so that we can start building a case so that when we take over all three branches of government, or at least two of them, we can hold these people accountable for this kind of self-dealing and corrupt practices.
Mm-hmm. Nola?
So to Reese's point, I think since like day 3 of this dizzying second installation of the Trump administration, it's been very clear to me that, this isn't sustainable. The pace isn't sustainable. The policies, my eyelash is falling off. The policies of these kind of quick slash and burn policies without doing the deep work that you need to do to actually trim the fat off some of these agencies. You're not sitting there doing the line item work. You're not sitting there going through the difficult process of figuring out what programs do and don't work. What offices are more bloated than the other. Because I can tell you talk to a lot of federal government workers, the first thing they will tell you is that they're understaffed, right? And so it's just this interesting messaging of the federal government is too bloated, but then when you talk to folks one-on-one, they will absolutely tell you that they are overworked and understaffed. So in terms of this slash and burn process, not caring who you hurt, not caring who you fire, potentially ruining their future employment opportunities by saying that their performance was poor, which is why you let them go. None of this is sustainable. In terms of the way in which the United States is moving on the international stage, by completely just abandoning our traditional partners and allies. And I guess now our new besties are Russia and Saudi Arabia and Hungary. That is a hell of a pivot. None of this is sustainable. And part of it not being sustainable, to Reese's point, is not bending the knee. The last thing you want to do with a bully is to give up your own power. Because once they understand that they can push that boundary, they are going to continue to push that boundary, have zero respect for you, and will use every ounce of everything you have. We've seen it in a Trump orbit. We've seen it. How many people are literally the Rudy Giuliani's, the pillow guy? How many people are left dead in the dust? I mean, poor Steve Bannon is fighting for his little life. He trying everything he can to he throwing more shade at Elon Musk than anybody else because he's fighting for his life. He still wants to be very important within a Trump orbit. It's not sustainable. The third reason why it's not sustainable is because for whatever reason, when you are in Trump's orbit, it's like a black hole. You get sucked in and you get destroyed, right? And there is enough evidence to support that. People around him do not win the way that they think they are going to win. They think that they are the special case. And I'll say this, and then, Greg, I know you have some brilliant to say. I bet you dollars to donuts, Elon Musk thought he was finally going to be the cool kid, to Representative Jasmine Crockett's point. He finally thought he was going to be the cool kid. And now people burning up his little trucks and vandalizing them. And people do not like him across all spectrums. I bet you he was not expecting that. That is part of the Trump effect. Right. So what's happening? The system cannot absorb these shocks the way that they are coming. It is not sustainable. What that means and what that's going to look like, I don't know. But what I will say for Dems, be ready. Whatever the strategies are, whatever y'all are planning and cooking up, be ready.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. And right now, we're accepting investors in our $17 million round to revolutionize the future of social media. Today, for just $399, you can own 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $6.65 a share. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. While the big platforms have grown too massive and disconnected from their users, Fanbase is building a platform where creators and users truly come first. We've already raised $4.8 million from everyday investors who believe in this vision, and now you can join them. This is your chance to invest in a social media tech company with over 1 million users that is disrupting media by allowing anyone to reach all of their following and monetize their content from day one. The market is changing, big platforms are failing to serve their users, and Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now. Invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the future of social media.